Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Stanley Town Council full council meeting on Thursday, the 28th of July. Already July. We move straight into the agenda, and I ask councillors to make silent their mobiles or switch them off, whichever. There is not a planned fire drill, but with this heat, and I do apologise for the heat. In advance, if you need to kind of come and have a drink, or if somebody needs some water, if you let us know, we'll find some water. Move straight into item 2, apologies for absence.
James Kane and Sean Gibson.
I did tell you, what is it? We did tell you
Brian.
I did tell you about Brian last year. Yeah. Any more apologies? Can we all accept those apologies?
Yeah.
No agreed?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm going to give Jeff, it's Tuesday, remember? Any declarations of interest?
And I've only made a tangible community centre last on the community centre. So,
Any more declarations?
Item 15, I'll comment for.
Item 15, please. Any more? Oh,
I've been on item 15 next hour, so.
nice. Nice. We can't.
Yeah.
Last chance. A last chance. So we move straight into item 4. I am not making any announcements this evening because we've got a lot of business to get through. I shall handle straight on to item 5, the update from the Chief Officer. This is our new finance, and Leanne's going to introduce herself. Yes, so I'm Leanne Owens. I'm the new Deputy Chief Officer in the RFO. So I come from Ferry Hill Town Council. I'm working there to the end of August, and I'll be starting with yourselves on the 1st of September. In the absence of the Chief Officer, I do have a couple of announcements to make. I have been liaising with them. So all of this you'll see on the agenda, that everything needs 16 DCC, sorry, a little bit nervous, because DCC SLA funeral services. So obviously we all look to be okay for that tonight, and what council have got to do in terms of obviously the DCC's ending the service from the 31st of March next year. And so between me and the Chief Officer, if that gets the okay tonight, we will be able to source alternative payroll providers. But just to give you an update on that, once that's discussed and agreed tonight, we'll be working on that to have some kind of information back to the council in September. And the other thing that the Chief Officer asked us to raise is the internal office move. We're looking to have that in place by the beginning of September, and obviously I'll keep you all updated with that progress as well. That's everything from me. Thank you. We move straight into item 6. Public participation. This is the point. If any members of the public wish to ask a question on any item on the agenda, now is the time to do it.
There's no doubt. There's nothing to be. I didn't want to ask them yet. I wonder will our care comes up. Well, I think it's 1815. I think Lee.
Well, it's coming anyway. I don't have comment on it.
I can tell you if you want. If you want,
Is it a question from an item on the agenda?
it is. But if you want to next if Lee doesn't want to say anything, I'll tell you.
No, I mean this is the public's, and that's who you are currently. You are
right.
The public at this meeting, and the item is that you have a question on item 15.
15, huh?
So if you would like to ask that question, I'm okay with that.
Right, Nico. Well, what it is, as I said, we've come from Sultan Boys Club. It's like to see if we can get any funding towards any shirts for ourselves, because as I say, we've got no money whatsoever. The money we have coming in, we're paying all out, and it's cost us £1,000 a year to maintain the green and insurance. and we only get £1,000 in off the members. We haven't even got enough money to buy paint and paintbrushes. Haven't got nothing. And all I'm asking is if we can get any funding off yourselves, enough money to buy club shirts, because I say we're playing balls in the shirts what we've got on, we've been playing balls today like this.
We are the only team in the league of our building that haven't got a club shirt. And to be honest, I feel ashamed to walk on the green today to represent my club with the shirt that I bought in Asda and had the club badge embroidered on. That's as close as I can get to a club shirt. Well, I don't know if any of you have ever been in a team playing a sport, but a team is a team, not a set of individuals. And we feel as if we're a set of individuals walking on to play a team. So it's very disheartening to just us for players. So we're asking for some financial help just to give us that little bit of encouragement to buy a shirt. We put some money to it if we have to, but we're all old age pensioners. Most of us are on fixed incomes and we really can't afford a lot of money. So we're asking for help from anybody who is willing to back us. And I mean anybody.
Can I say thank you for that? Is there a supplement question you want to ask? Just when we get to item 15, obviously you have asked your question and then you'll be able to put that to the floor.
Right.
But unless you have a supplementary question that you need to ask, we'll move on to the next item, but we'll get to item 15. But you've asked your question at the right appropriate time. We'll move on to item 7. Do you have a presentation from the police?
Yeah,
Do you want to introduce yourself?
yeah. Hello everyone, I'm Sergeant Abby Dixon. I'm based at South Moor Station, but part of Stanley Neighbourhood Policing Team. I've been invited along tonight to come along to explain about the emergency services funding, which I think some of you have already maybe heard about, potentially been on other boards which have helped us out to get it up and running. So I have put together my funding sort of application and why I wanted to do it, which I'm more than happy to leave behind and get shared through Alex or whoever. But I've worked in the police for nearly 10 years. I was PCSO first, so I worked in the neighbourhoods, and then I've been response, which is the ones that respond to the 999 calls. I got promoted and then moved to Stanley Neighbourhoods the end of last year. I've been trying to build up key connections. Obviously, it's quite hard until you get out there and get to the events. And I have always been brought up involved in community events. The Miners' Gala was a big part of my childhood and things like that. So being on the neighbourhood team means quite a lot to me. And I know I spoke to a few of you before, naively thought putting on emergency services funding wouldn't be as sort of not difficult, but the logistics behind it. So having been planning that and the reasons why I wanted to do it as why I've come here along today. So we obviously see firsthand, and I know yourselves will see firsthand the reasons why there's certain areas that maybe suffer with deprivation and families and the rising costs of things at the minute. So what we want to do is put on a fun day where the limitations taken away with support from all of us and hopefully yourselves and other partner agencies that have already got behind us. I've obviously linked it back to the priorities from Stanley Town Council, which is all in here as well. You know, providing that access for everyone, working together, removing any financial barriers and kind of positive engagement between us all. On the day there, I hope with the funding that I've always got and what I've come here for today is to provide that area where families can come along and the children will have access to free food because they've got support from Asda and Tesco's. You've obviously got all your emergency services there, which we provide that. The safety advice, numerous charities coming along, including Leisure Works and employment for young people. just to create that better awareness, and hopefully have a fun day, and bringing everyone together. You know, I've obviously spoken with Joan and a couple of others in the room. I know I met yourself at Christmas. No. Oh, yeah. I was trying to get involved with everyone. So I just want to give something back to the community, and didn't really know where to start. Obviously, Alex and Mark have been helping us, and then I've obviously got support from a lot of others, and obviously the councillors. I have got support from the Pride in Place. I know some of you are on that, and they give me a good substantial amount of support. But I come forward today is to ask for a little bit more funding, if possible. And the reasons for that is, when I started to plan this thing, it logistically didn't think about all of the other things that would come behind the scenes, i.e. I spoke to Stanley events and having, although we're all there, having stewards and things like that, and making sure that the area's sort of safe and getting support with the site plan and making sure that how many people are on the field, and even promotion and getting it out there, you know, making sure that everybody who's involved is thanked, and photographs and things like that. So what I've come for today is to ask if there was any chance of another £2,000 funding towards that. I've itemized it down here. I have all the funding here that I've always been given. Obviously, if you don't want to support it, that's absolutely fine. But what that would mean is I can get one more funfair ride for the kids. I can get the safety officer and the stewards, and I can get a photographer to make sure that the event is promoted and supported. And it is the one that's always used by the Stanley events, along with the Armed Forces Day. So just to conclude it all, I want to have the opportunity to bring people together to celebrate our community and strengthen relationships between residents, ourselves, everybody in this room, and just ensure that it's completely accessible for everybody and that there's nobody left out within the community. Yeah, I probably waffled on more than I should have.
Thank you for that presentation. Are there any questions? Yes.
I know that you had a question.
Yeah.
And you've got some advertisements out already.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's a good idea to bring communities together. It's one of the things that we can come to want to do. And the main, I'll support it. You know, everybody that will vote on it. But I think it's done in what I would like, you know, you could get the day, but going forward with a clear channel between the police and Stanley Town Council, because we need open dialogue with you.
Yeah, I agree. And I know I have spoken to a couple of members in the room about potentially having meetings, or whether we're invited to something like this or quarterly meetings to share that, because if we all work together, then our communities will work better, and that sharing of information too. So yeah, I agree, and I think that.
Are there any other questions? So can I clarify to council? We have checked the budget with the council, and the finance officer tells me that we have it available. Les has proposed it, and we are seconded for that proposal. So proposal Les, seconded John. All those in favour of, we have a show of hands, please. Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, John. Now you can stay, because it's riveting.
I'm not actually at work tomorrow. If you don't mind. If anybody does need like my details or anything, I'm more than happy to get that partnership working going forward. And I know he's going at recess so from September. And yeah, just don't know, yeah. Thank you very much for your time.
So we'll move swiftly on to item 8, confirmation of the minutes to approve the true records and sign the minutes of the ordinary meeting of the council held on the 23rd of June 2026.
Sorry.
Can we agree?
Yeah.
Yes, Jim. You agree? Excellent. We'll go straight into item 9 because I want to get to item 15. So we move into receipt of the committee minutes. It's the cooking of waters. To receive a note of the minutes of the following meetings. So it's events and communities, 28th of April, policy and HR, the 12th of May, finance and general purposes, the 12th of May, finance and general purposes, the 9th of June. Yes.
I propose what give them all one and let anybody doesn't object on anyone to take particular.
Any objections?
No. I put them all to them.
Okay, we're all together. Can we agree?
Yeah.
A note. Okay. Item 10, accounts and bank reconciliation. So we have the June 2026 schedule of payments, attachment C, schedule of receipts, attachment D, bank reconciliation and bank balance, attachment E. We are requested to note the attached information.
I propose that we note them as on 3.
Together. Can we all then agree to note?
Yeah.
Excellent. We move on to item 11, update from councillors.
Yeah, I'll be quick. So we've had quite a few events this month. I attended a Sports England event, met Paul Radcliffe, and she was really impressed with the running clubs that are going on. And I know that all these have got over 300 runners now, which is fantastic. We had a preview of Kinroad and the Storm Lads, which is amazing, and everybody should go. It's fantastic. Attended a residence party Green Conference in the miners. We had a tour of the Louisa Centre just to try and promote it a bit more, especially the tag. It's called Tag, which goes on in there, to try and promote that a little bit more. Up and coming around the county, we've got the Sing Food Festival, the Lego Trail in Durham City, which is a big hit. Obviously, the Emergency Services Fund Day and a music festival in African Cricket Club. In ongoing talks about the mural in Anfield, I'm not 100% sure that's going to go ahead. We should have had an update from Graham from Clean and Green about Christmas tree, but he's actually going out tomorrow. So we'll get the update next time, or we'll just send an email for the update. Getting some planters for Anfield Fair. And regarding the disabled days of the lamplight, these don't actually come under the traffic regulation order, so they're not enforceable. For the disabled days of the lamplight, because that was a claim that we had. But they're all going to be, so where the taxi rank is in Alfred, along that road there, they're going to be 2 new disabled days, which are enforceable. And that's all. Thank you very much.
Any questions? Thank you for that. We'll move on to planning applications. There hasn't, there's nothing, no one's brought anything to our attention, so everyone must be happy, which is the best way to do it. We move straight into item 13, policies for review. So this is, these are 2 policies, and it's the yearly review, so you accepted them last year, and this is just the review of them. Nothing has changed in either of them. So I'm asking councillors to adopt those policies, continue to adopt those policies. Yes.
It went through the policy committee with no copies, so I'm happy.
I was just going to see it. Deals with policy.
Anyone else? Can we accept these policies?
Yeah.
Okay. We move straight in. No, I'm not, sorry.
Maybe you love those.
So we'll move straight into item 14, by James. Item 4 is operating report.
Thanks, Chair. This has gone through the Environment Allotments Committee. It's also gone through the Finance and General Purchase Committee. So I'm hoping that members have read it and understood it. We're looking for you to approve for us to go ahead and implement that tonight. Do you want me to go through any more on it, or have you had the opportunity to have a read through and understood it?
Is everyone happy with it? Does anybody want to ask any questions on it? Question.
I was want to ask what the financial position would be after implementation, but it's still going to balance out the same level as it was previously.
At the minute, there's no way of telling. We need a period of time to find out that and get everything settled in. There's notices have to be given. You can't just issue it straight away. We're doing plot grading. You've got allotment associations that start, either some of them are failing, so they're coming back in, so it's impossible to get the figures. But if you do want to run through the figures, you don't start to wait. Just shout, I'll get it in the diary and go through.
I just know that people get a high, like we higher than we started there, topping out as well.
That could be a risk. However, we're still very cheap in comparison to majority of places across the county.
And it doesn't generate more revenue, would that be put back in the allotments to improve the offer there, to attract more users?
That is something that we'll discuss as a council. We haven't got to a stage where we can look at and say, we want this in this year. We haven't done it long enough to say, right, how do we want to reinvest that? So it's evolving all the time. But if that is something that you want the Environment Allotments Committee to start looking at and give you some feedback on when we can, but that's down to the members to decide. But I would think that we probably will have to try and reinvest, although it's a very little amount that does actually come into the coffers.
Well, usually it's only the top and bottom one, isn't it? The others are the same.
That's right.
Which we agreed with last year's families anyway. So it is just the smaller plot and the extra large plots, which will have a slightly different. And we do have to give them an annual notice before we start to get that in. So obviously it went through the allotment committee and it went through finance. So really it's just to get forward consideration of the decision from council. So it's how it's supposed to be checked. Yeah.
Second half, and there's been a proposal that we approve the recommendations from the Finance and General Purposes Committee relating to the allotment rating report. All those in favour? Yeah. Excellent. We move on to item 15.
Hey.
The council, here there is a members initiative funding for, we'll take it the Southmore one first, then if the Chapman one gets raised, get raised. There is a MIF form in for Southmore Bowling Club. So if I am right in my assumption, the MIF form was put in by Lee. If anyone else would like to support Lee in Southmore's MIF, if they would like to make that known, that would be lovely. If you want to make it known after the meeting, again, that is lovely. How do you want us
I just need to, well, I'll find out how much I've got and I'll contribute something towards it. Right.
Is there any other members?
If you want any more information, I'm more than happy to let you But I'll tell you exactly what we need and what will happen, what we've got and what we haven't got. And,
So some councillors aren't necessarily aware of how much money they've got left in their funds,
Aye.
so they'll have to check that up. But can I just say to the council this evening, any member who is in the Southmore, in the area, with Stanley Town Council or as DCC members, if you could support the bowling club, that would be greatly appreciated. So, Lee, do you want do we need Lee to leave the room?
I'm quite happy with the room. Just in case he's one that room amongst themselves, without me getting in the way, because I'm going on with not really wants.
Okay. Going to do that before you leave the room? Sorry, it is a Tuesday. I will apologise. I always apologise when it's Tuesday. So obviously this has come from Lee. He's proposed £350. As I say, if any of the member wishes to, or are there any objections to this members' initiative form going through, with the addition that we're not producing another form, with the addition of whatever people want to add on to this form? Can we all agree?
Yeah.
Yes. Should do it. They need that then. The second
A grant for all the shirts.
members' initiative is
Wait,
for Tanto
I suppose
Association for Sport and Communities. Yeah.
It's like musical chairs.
Yeah. It just doesn't stop. So, whereas the project is £360, there is a £300 from Helen. Have we any objections? Are there any questions, objections? Can we all agree?
Yeah.
Bring Helen back in.
John, don't you think you can?
Well, gentlemen, what that meant for yours was that we have asked the town councillors. So Carol has said she will add to your budget, so she will speak to Lee and add that on.
Right.
And if any of the town councillor would like to actually, before it runs out tonight, then we can just put it on the one mid form, or add it to Lee's mid form. But as I say, if any of the councillors would also like to support it themselves more, then that would be lovely for Southmore.
But what I've also mentioned was, if we get the fundings, I'm more than happy to put the Stanley Town Council logo on the arm of and do the advertising on one side and do a logo for another side. But I'm more than happy to put the Stanley Town Council logo on one side of the arm of the shirt.
Yes.
Hold on.
No, we've got that. Carol's going to win. So that's your item finished, gentlemen, unless you would like to stay for the rest of the meeting.
Well, that's fine.
So yeah. No, councillors have contacted me.
And then once I get the final amount, I've got the shirts on my phone, what we're going to get, but I can't like tell them what size I need, this, that, and the other, until we get the go ahead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I say,
We will do it as quickly as we can.
but I say I haven't, like, I can't say how many shirts I need if I'm not going to get the funding.
Yeah. Do you want to?
I did have a question. Is that colour regulation for your Bulls League? I've read some of the rules about the
I can't say.
one polo colour. Is it a technical question?
Yeah, it's not next week. Do you not like it?
I'll take the photo up if you want. I've seen all the photographs of all the polo tops on this.
That's got it's a colour.
I don't want you looking on.
This one I've done on.
You just know you're going to check these things.
No, definitely.
You might get photo.
Get red carded. I was going to say green, I was going to say the right.
Four of them. That's
Christmas tree.
That's the colour.
It's more like the new, rather than
But it'll be a colour. And as I said, I'll put a stand so close to by that outside the door. Well, there. That's the Stanley, so going by the weekend. That's the company that's still on the floor.
Why don't we discuss a question on this item? Get on to the next subject.
Right, so you're doing the electrical drawing.
Say how
Should we try and get, can you ring a message on, right, there, yeah, tell them to you.
Is that right?
Yeah. And then get back to them as quick as I can, but obviously we want to order them.
Well, please send us an email.
Yeah.
And then like the go ahead of what's, we'll get this, that and the other.
Yep.
I'll get them ordered. Thanks for your.
As chair, sorry, can I ask that, if we're all getting a refresher on how much we've actually got in our members' budgets remaining? Like if we're doing it for one, it might make sense to do it for everybody.
You can actually just ring the office and the office will tell you at any given time how much you've got, haven't got.
Five-star service.
So the main schools that then he's going to rest it. Well, Kieran will have to do it, so he's like this then. So if you want us to ring it tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, Kieran will be start.
All right, Bruce.
Excellent. Well, just ring them, then you've got the answer. What's happened around. Sorry, so we move on to item 16. This is the payroll service. So obviously DCC are no longer going to do our payroll. So we're looking for a movement within the council, sorry.
But all I was going to say was obviously that it was brought to us in a hurry as a finance meeting. That they were withdrawn from the 31st of March. So we passed it through finance and general purposes. Obviously, if it's not going to be done, it's not going to be done. So we need to find some other way of doing it. So really, it is just to find a recommendation to give to our chief officer and our new RFO to go out there and get some quotes, find out who else can do it, find out whether or not it's something we could actually do in house, see what is or isn't available out there. So really all it is for council to approve the staff and go ahead and start making those moves, because obviously March will be here. The spring will flash next March, so we need to try and get prepared and whatnot. So obviously, as the finance chair, we propose that we do that. So we're very confident. And as the finance chair, we propose that we could go out there and get something.
Can we all agree with that?
Yeah.
Sorry, Les.
Yeah, and I'm in agreement, but we'll need to go out to tender. And part of that tender document, there's obviously a payroll experience and experience dealing with local government affiliation.
I think that was obviously something that was discussed around the finance table at the meeting. And again, it is something that we do look at, and depending on what we really decide to go forward, if we decide to try and do it in house, then we'll not need a tender. It'll be cheaper, but if we do need a tender, then we do need to get out there and find out who's coming from the college.
So all those in favour of approving the staff investigate the alternative provisions of payroll services? Everything. Just say yeah. I do know that Morgan has sent an email around to say that as well, but you check it in. And there's gone around and asked all the town councils what they use as well. I've got that information ready for that. But I'm also looking to reach around the house of Kerry Hill, so it's something I can bring to the table as well. It makes it a cheaper to reading house. I'll bring all that up and we'll see on it. So item 17, date, time and venue of the next meeting, September 22nd, the year's gone. 6:30, the great taste at the greenhouse. We move swiftly on to item 18, exclusion of the press to resolve the number of public bodies admissions to Meetings Act 1960 is public and representatives of the press and broadcasting media be excluded from the meeting during consideration of the following items of business as publicity would be prejudicial to the public interest due to the confidential nature of the business to be transacted.